Would you want to be a world leader and effect real change? Would you want to be a famous entertainer, live in a castle in France and lobby for the UN? Would you want to be a mom who raises loving, kind little people to grow up to be amazing big people? 3 years ago, I was driving to work after dropping off my youngest at preschool and realized I was living my dream life. There was no other place I would rather have been than driving to my work. I have my dream job. Emotionally, I benefit from the happiness it brings my soul to connect with patients every day. I get to listen as they share their stories. I get to show them that I care, and I get to do this all day long, from room to room to room. And just as my heart is being fulfilled, I listen to them with my hand on their knee, and my brain is having a blast thinking of differential diagnoses and potential exam findings and further workup. And then, while I'm getting all this enjoyment, I actually get to help them see better. I do this 4 days a week, and then 1 day a week, I go to the most awesome place on earth for me, the operating room. My dream has come true. I am a surgeon. So how did I get here? Well, let's think about it. I attended York House from kindergarten to grade 12. That's 13 years. I did 13 more years of school after grade 12 to become a surgeon, but the first 13 were all spent in one place, here. This is where my foundation was laid. So last week, I reviewed the York House values to see how they helped me get to where I am today. I'm going to highlight a few. Firstly, honoring what makes each girl exceptional. Each of my teachers and staff knew who I was, cared about me as an individual. This helped me discover my passions, my talents, my ambitions. I really want to emphasize this individuality. It gets back to what is your dream life. For most of you, that's not going to be being a surgeon. And many of you won't even know for many years after graduation. But take your time here at York House to get to know yourself. What excites you? What makes you want to excel? What brings you joy? The value of learning. York House inspires each girl with confidence and desire for lifelong learning. I love the word confidence in this sentence because it takes guts to try new things and to learn new things. The way I do surgery now is not how I did it 3 years ago, and it's not at all how I was doing it 10 years ago. I love pushing myself to learn new techniques so I can continuously make surgery safer with better outcomes for my patients. Take your time here at York House to push your limits, to try new things, and gain confidence in being outside your comfort zone. The value of leadership. For the past 6 years, I've so much enjoyed establishing my own practice. I love having medical students rotate through our office and teaching them the science and the art of healing. I love being a positive role model as a female surgeon. I love being a woman business owner in the Silicon Valley, dominated by male CEOs. And finally, York House's value of sustainability. In ophthalmology, I found such a rewarding field where I can visit rural areas in developing countries. And with cataract surgery, I can give someone back their sight so they can take care of themselves and work and earn food for their family. So these York House values culminated in me being able to have a career where I can practice the motto of not for ourselves alone. But then I read the nomination letter for this award, and I realized what had brought me here was largely not by ourselves alone. The greatest gift York House has given me are my lifelong friendships. Without them, I wouldn't even be here accepting this award. I didn't know my friends had nominated me. They took time out of their own busy lives to write such a loving and generous nomination letter. Reading it made me realize how much my York House friendships have been a part of my life. York House was my second home, not just in all the hours I spent here, but in being a safe and fun place to be when things weren't going so well in other parts of my life. Some of the best memories of my childhood are from here at York House. Thinking about my York House sisters and brothers, because there were boys here when I went to school, fills my heart with joy. And not just for the 13 years I spent here. Until I read the nomination letter, I hadn't realized how much we had stayed in touch with each other's lives throughout the past 20+ years since graduation. Yes, I'm that old. Their letter reminded me of the tears cried over the phone with Yorkie's sisters when I had to face ridiculous obstacles as a female entering such a male-dominated field. It reminded me of the midnight call from the Yorkie who was also up nursing a screaming, colicky baby and realized I was not alone. It reminded me of the Yorkie I saw across the courtyard as he came out for a break during a grueling medical licensing exam. We hadn't seen each other since grade 12 graduation, but seeing her familiar face took me back to the years we had spent here together. Their letter reminded me of the York House Science class when we dissected a frog. My Yorkie classmates who knew about my dream to be a surgeon played the part of war nurses. They loved me and they handed me instruments as it is surgery on our frog patient. The words of my friends remind me how they have shared in the pride of my accomplishments. So while I've asked you to close your eyes and dream of where you want to go, I get to close my eyes and dream of how I got here. And this is what I see. I see Harrup on an outdoor stage in front of her adoring fans. And as I fall backwards onto the mosh pit, I'm carried through the crowd. My Yorkers classmates are a big chunk of that crowd, and as I float over their heads, I'm carried by their love, by their confidence in me, by their trust in me, by their friendship. They are the ones who have carried me to where I am today. I get to live my dream life because of their love. They have done the tremendous thing that Charlotte explains to Wilbur. They have been my friends. So I'm so excited to be sharing with you today as those in first grade have 12 years of friendship building at York House ahead of you. And as grade 12s, you will be receiving your alum kits and entering this next stage of York House friendships. These truly are invaluable ties that will stay with you for life. You will all go different ways. You may not even have contact for years. You'll all have your different amazing life experiences. And then you'll see a Yorkie across a courtyard, and your heart will fill with memories of playing hopscotch. And you will remember the most tremendous thing that York House has given you, your friends. Thank you.